Hi students, welcome to Easy Elimu Learning Simplified. My name is Mbithe, and in today's class we are going to learn about the continuous aspect. We will define what aspect is, what the continuous aspect is, and we will also have a look at some of the spelling changes that happen to verbs when we are using the continuous aspect. So when we learnt about verbs, we defined verbs as words that show us the action or what is happening. And we said that verbs are used to show us the tense, the mood, and the aspect. Modal auxiliary verbs show us the mood. Primary auxiliary verbs show us the tense. And so in this class, we are focusing on aspect and specifically the continuous aspect. And so just from the name continuous, it shows that this is something that is continuing. As we speak, it has started and it is still continuing. We also said that there are three aspects in English. We have the simple aspect, the continuous aspect, and the perfect aspect. And an example of a sentence in the simple aspect is, I ate bread today. An example of a sentence in the continuous aspect is, I am eating my lunch. So take note of the word am. I am eating my lunch. So as I speak right now, I am eating. And for the perfect aspect, it is something that started happening in the past. It could be over or not. I have been to Paris. So this is someone who went to Paris in the past. I have been to Paris. Maybe they went to Paris 2 years ago and they're still there, or they went and came back. So when we are talking about the continuous aspect, we are focusing on the duration of an action from the start to the finish. This, however, does not mean that the action is completely finished. For example, I can say, I am teaching. That shows us that right now, as I speak here, I am teaching. So I have started the action of teaching and I am still doing it. I have not yet finished, but it is also not a permanent thing. I will finish at some point because I can't teach forever. So I am teaching right now, but I will finish teaching. Or if you say I am eating, I am having my lunch, I am having breakfast. It is an action that has started and is still continuing as we speak. So when you see a verb that is in the continuous aspect, it indicates to us that the action is still in progress. It is still continuing. So for example, I am reading, I am eating, I am walking, I am running, they are sleeping, they are learning, they are studying. And when you look at those sentences, you can notice that we have two verbs in those sentences, am and reading. For example, I am reading. We have am is a verb, an auxiliary verb, and then reading is the main verb. And we add ing to the main verb. So you can't say I am read or you are read, we are sleep. No. You have the auxiliary, then you add ing to the main verb for it to make grammatical sense. So you can say we are learning, we are sleeping, we are talking, we are walking. And so because of that, there are changes that happen. Because of adding ing to the main verb, there are some spelling changes that happen to some of the main verbs. And that is what we are going to look at. The first one is, if the verb ends in a consonant preceded by a single vowel, double the consonant, then add ing. So, like the word stop, S-T-O-P. It ends in P, which is a consonant, and that P is preceded by O, and O is a vowel and a single vowel. So, we will double the P, so it will be S-T-O double P and then Same goes for the word clap. It ends with a P. It is preceded by a single vowel A. So we double the P and add ing. Plan, it ends in an N. N is a consonant. The consonant N is preceded by A, which is a single vowel. So we double the N and add ing. The second change that we are supposed to take note of is if the verb ends in an E, we drop the E, then we add ing. For example, write. Write ends in an E, so you drop the E, then you add ing to form writing. Receive ends in an E, you drop the E, then you add ing to form receiving. Hope ends in an E, so you drop the E and you add ing to form hoping. And lastly, bake. Bake ends in an E, so you drop the E, then you add ing to form baking. Another change we need to take note of is if the verb ends in double E, you just add ing. You don't drop anything, you just add ing. For example, agree ends with a double E, so you add ing to form agreeing. Flee ends in a double E, so you add ing to form fleeing. Another word maybe see, S-double-E, ends with a double E, so you add ing to form seeing. So you don't drop any letter, you just add ing. Lastly, if the verb ends in an IE, you drop the IE and then replace it with a Y, and then you add ing. For example, the word lie, L-I-E, you drop the IE, you add Y, and then you add ing to form lying. Another word like tie, T-I-E, you drop the IE, then you add Y, then you add ing to form tying. So that's it for the continuous aspect. I hope you have been able to understand what the continuous aspect is, and that you are also able to take note of the spelling changes. You're able to construct sentences in the continuous aspect as well. We can do a few questions just for practice. And so for these sentences, we are going to fill the blanks with the correct form or the continuous aspect form of the verb in brackets. The head teacher dash the guests right now. The verb in the brackets is receive. Receive ends with an E, so the first thing is to drop the E to add ing. Remember, we also said that for the continuous aspect, there's an auxiliary verb and then the main verb. So the head teacher, the auxiliary is, and then the main verb receiving. So the head teacher is receiving the guests right now. The magician dash the knot. The word in brackets is untie. So we start, the auxiliary will be is. The magician is untying. We will drop the word untie ends in IE, so we drop the IE. We add YING to form untying. So the magician is untying the knot. And finally, I dash my friends off. The word in brackets is see. The auxiliary, I am, and then the word see ends with a double E, so we add ing to form seeing. So I am seeing my friends off. So for further practice, you can have a look at the quiz and attempt it. Fill the gaps below with the continuous form of the verb in brackets. Musa dash, the word in brackets is eat. So we will say Musa is eating. So thank you for tuning in and see you in the next session.